Good writing skills are essential for success in school, college, and beyond. To demonstrate their writing ability, students complete timed writing essays, also known as on-demand writing, on state tests, college entrance exams, the SAT, ACT, and AP exams, just to name a few. Today, Eric is taking the ACT, and he's getting ready to start the timed essay. He wants to do well because he knows how important this test is, but he's anxious because he only has a short amount of time to write his essay. Actually, most timed writings last between 25 and 60 minutes. Luckily for Eric, he's had lots of practice writing in his AVID class. In fact, Essential 6, Indicator 2 of AVID Certification Self-Study, or CSS, requires that students in the AVID elective class receive instruction in the writing process and participate in timed writings. Timed writing is unique because there is increased time pressure, less time for revision, no access to additional resources like Google or spell check, and it usually must be written by hand. Let's take a deeper dive into timed writing with Eric. We begin by looking at the full writing process. It's made up of 7 steps: pre-write, rough draft, reader response, revise, edit, final draft publish, and self-evaluate reflect. In a classroom setting, Eric might have a few days or weeks to go through this entire process, but that's not possible in a timed writing situation. However, there are still steps for Eric to follow. In fact, these steps come from the full writing process, and in some cases, multiple steps happen at the same time. During pre-writing, Eric deconstructs his writing prompt by circling verbs, underlining details about each action, and finally numbering tasks or questions he needs to address in his answer. There's more than one way to deconstruct a prompt. The important thing is to take a moment to do it. Then Eric brainstorms some ideas to organize his thoughts and plans his essay by creating an outline. Next is writing. Eric keeps his audience in mind and follows the outline he made so his essay addresses the prompt, is clearly written, logical, and concise. Lastly, he reviews, edits, and revises what he's written. Eric rereads his entire essay, looking for spelling and grammar errors to fix. He also made sure to write his essay in pencil, so now it's easy to revise. One of the biggest differences between timed writing and process writing is that Eric must work alone, without support from his classmates or teacher. Because time is short, it's a good idea for Eric to watch the clock so he doesn't fall behind and have to rush at the end. A general rule of thumb is to spend 1/6 of the time pre-writing, 4/6 of the time writing, and 1/6 of the time reviewing and editing. If the timed essay only lasts 30 minutes, as it does on the ACT, then Eric would only have 5 minutes to pre-write, 20 minutes to write, and 5 minutes to review and edit. Now that we've looked at the differences between process writing and timed writing, let's look at what they have in common. Both types of writing need to be well organized, based on a thesis statement, have a clear introduction, and include evidence from the text. With all the practice Eric has had with timed writing in his AVID class, he has the skills to write a well-written, logical, and concise essay that addresses all aspects of the prompt. Way to go, Eric! So let's review. A timed writing is usually 25 to 60 minutes in length. It must be completed individually, with less time for revision and no outside resources. And it consists of 3 phases: pre-writing, writing, and reviewing and editing. Teachers, be sure to check the handout section of this ODM for downloadable teaching resources and sample writing prompts, as well as the check for understanding for students who watch this video. If you have any further questions or feedback, contact your district director or AVID Center program manager.